Hey, how's it going? It's Matt Tomorrow here. I want to thank y'all for actually subscribing to my channel. Just sent a letter off to YouTube from an attorney so that way we can figure out what my notifications ain't going out. But all right, let's just get into it at this particular time, man. Hold on a second. Nope, I don't need that type of help. All right, man. So let's get into it. Yesterday I was on base, Wright Patterson Air Force Base. It's in, I guess you could say it's a little bit north of Dayton. Wait a minute. Hold on. No, south of Dayton. Take 70, 275, 275. Yeah, yeah, south of Dayton. There was a defense industry actual meeting in the area for like all the Air Force vendors on base. And there was a person who came on base, coming into a defense industry meeting, starting hard like you wouldn't believe. Jumped out, suit on, blah, blah, blah. And people knew right away that this dude was a plus one of somebody who was there. You could see how he was interacting with prospective contractors in the area. And this dude just tried to treat it like he was at any other place that he would go to with the stuff that he was wearing. And it's like, bro, listen, we know that you're touching a little bit of money right now. But having these self-esteem based purchases, it may make you feel good, but when you put yourself in high class situations, other people are not going to look at you like that, man. Like there's people who had money for years. We know you just got it. We know you just got it. Probably dealing with an actual female who got a woman based business and you probably dating her. Like, dude, people know this shit um, up front, man. Like they know this shit all the way, right? And they know how you actually interact with people. There's a way that you interact at these defense industry type meetings, man. You can't interact with people in the defense industry like you would interact with people at some sort of bar and grill, pub, club, strip club. Bro, people are here to interact to make deals. People are not trying to make friends here. Friends are already here. That's how that works. So you have to understand that when you bring or you don't understand how these things need to be brought to a different situation, it still takes a level of discipline even once you get there. You can't be all up in people's faces, hollering at people's wives and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, bro, you can't do that. But that happens when you attach yourself to the wrong type of people throughout your entire life, and you think that you're gonna bring that type of attitude towards other things in society, and that ain't how that's gonna be able to work, man. What you don't know is most of these suits are made in the same place, especially now. South Mariana Islands, India, Pakistan takes nothing. Even the suits I shit, the shit's custom made, don't cost me that much. It costs a lot over here, but it don't cost a lot if you buy 20 at a time from over there, especially if you are over there. But if you think what you wear is going to translate into overall effectiveness as a man, you are wrong, sir. That stuff only happens in entertainment. Cue cards, pre-selected interviews, talking to whack motherfuckers, dude, that shit only works there. You have to understand that when you start making money, you got to be more disciplined. They're going to expect you to be with the same person whenever you start showing up to other defense industry meetings and stuff like that, especially if you have a plus one. Nobody wants to see you showing up with different people at the same time or every time. Most of the stuff's on tape. Tons of pictures being taken by all different type of people, even while your ass ain't looking, especially while your ass ain't looking. If people know that money is being exchanged in a specific type of place, they want to know who is the type of people who's in a specific type of place. This is why you have people around you who know the actual environment when you go into them. Especially when we talk about people with money. Like a lot of people don't know how to be around people with money. You know, they think they just got to ride up in Lambos and all that stupid ass shit. And that's how that stuff works. Bro, that ain't how that works, man. People are there to get stuff done. People don't care about what you think or what you believe. They want to know that you're taking a side. So when you show up to one of these type of events and they ask you about what's going on basically in the news or basically in the area, bro, you got to have an answer to that. And you got to have a side taken. It isn't the fact that they want to disagree with you. They want to know that you're actually on a side so that way they could be able to trust you or not. People know what side I'm on. People also know that I have good reasons for thinking what I actually believe. I actually believe in the Constitution and all this shit and how it should work. And I don't mind walking up to a dude who claims he's conservative, and I can show him in a heartbeat that he ain't conservative about shit, but making sure that shit stays the same way. Status quo. But a lot of people think that new money and attitude and swag and game and all that stupid shit, dude, that stuff doesn't apply in other environments. It only applies in environments where you don't have to actually, what is it? You don't have to risk nothing in those type of environments to move forward. You don't have to risk anything. Everything's based on stunning. Everything's based on an opinion that's not yours, and you're acting in accordance with what is actually accepted inside of the environment that you don't run. You can't do that type of stuff in money-based environments, man. And how you actually present yourself can really lower your overall effectiveness and your ability to even have business. This is like the second or the third interview where you still showing up in suits and shit when everybody else is in the Dockers and the tuck-in shirts. You gotta be one of them amongst them. You can't be a whole outsider coming through the gate, man. That's not how that works, bro. It's good to have your self-esteem based purchases, but if you're gonna keep spending it all on non-viable things, just so that way you can get more and more self-esteem out of being able to place higher in the previous environment that you should have left alone, bro, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble moving forward. You're gonna have to act more strategic than anything else. Yeah, you have to act strategic. You have to know what's there, what's involved, what type of people are showing up. Because people are going to ask who your company is. Ask who your company is, and they know you ain't got multiple SAM registrations or anything like that. They could just look at this guy like, I would never do business with this type of company, no matter who's attached to it, no matter what the circumstance is. Yes, you can really destroy your actual opportunity to actually make business connections based on how you look when you show up. There's stuff you do in certain environments that don't carry over to other environments, man. It really don't. And it's hard for people to hear because they think that once they made it, they could just shine all over the place. Like, bro, that is not how every environment works. Period. The higher you go up, the less you have overall control, man. The lower you are, the more you don't have to answer to anybody because nothing at risk, nothing is at stake. That's the way that works. You're going to have to exercise more and more discipline as you move up. But see, a lot of people don't want to hear that. It's because once they're doing well, they want the whole world to know that they're doing well. Like the people who can't get out of their mind that your job out here isn't to present yourself as a black owned business. You do that shit on the paperwork. When it comes for you to actually trying to sell your services to other places, you don't just let that shit go out there like that. Trying to put businesses all in your name because your self esteem is caught up in what you do rather than the actual effective product that you put out, which is the reason why you're in business in the first place. We don't live in a country that respect business people as it is, and especially people who are perceived to be making it off of the actual environment. Unless it's entertainment and stupid shit, then yeah, they actually respect the person being the actual name of the business for real. But your job out here is to be effective and provide a very standard product whenever you're going out there for people. Yeah, you're right. King Sigma, that is 100% correct. And you got to realize that if you're trying to signal like you one of those type of people in a different environment, they're going to assume that you haven't got the old you out of you when you move somewhere else. Because once you start moving up, once you start going to these private parties, once you start getting invited onto these yachts and mountain getaways and all this type of stuff, they're going to want to know that you're part of the team. And if you bring some of that uncultured nonsense along with you in costume, they're not going to want to be around you. That's what I'm getting towards. I can't show. So this is why it's far more important to feel good without those things. It's okay to take a backseat to a situation that you don't know what you're actually getting into. You actually need to make sure that this stuff is working in your actual effectiveness. Dude, you got to have other people grade you while you're in these situations to make sure you're doing stuff right. Some people have no idea that the whole reason why they invited your ass to this place in the first place is so other people can monitor you. Can they trust you around their businesses, around their wives, and all this kind of other stuff? But if you have this uncultured reptile shit running inside your head, this whole fake it till you make it, I can do whatever I want to, nothing's really at stake, bro, that stuff ain't gonna work in other environments, man. I don't know about you, but ain't nobody got time for a downfall right now on any level. Nobody's trying to bring somebody into their circle that they have to watch like a 5-year old. Ain't nobody trying to do that. And this stuff starts and ends at the self esteem. Who are you without those items? Who are you without that costume? Who are you without that outfit? Who are you without the stuff that you're actually talking about? What service you provide and how you actually compete with others in the same environment on that actual level. Can they actually trust you? Are you a hot commodity or can you easily be replaced? People who got the discipline thing down don't need to be advised about these things. They know what's at stake whenever they go into these different environments. But dudes who are really not used to it like that, because they so used to trying to play this A side, B side, they act one way around uncultured people, and then they try to take the uncultured attitude into a different environment. Stuff don't work, man. It lowers your overall value as an effective man. When somebody have you there, they're trying to have you provide a service. Yes, they make a gang of money off of you. However, they're still not trying to give the contract to you if they're not sure about how you present yourself in public. It's the same way that you're actually going to present the actual product in public whenever it comes time for them to place their faith in you. Again, self-esteem, you got to know why you're there. You got to be able to play on a team. Not a lot of those people that you're going to be able to like. And not a lot of them going to be able to have your background or any of that other stuff. Most of these people come from backgrounds where they rarely have failures. Nobody really gives a damn that you're the only success around for miles on end because you decide to stay around a certain demographic. Don't nobody really care about that for real. They think it's dumb that the actual level of success isn't higher than what it is. When the only thing you have to do is just move out of the environment and exhibit different levels of behavior. But this is where we at though, for real. You got to make sure that you're investing properly in the right things, not trying to solve your self-esteem based issues by not appealing to domestic counterparts who never really respected you in the first place. So you have to do what Hank Henshaw just said: buy all these costumes to try to make yourself feel better, to try to make other people look like they can get money out of you easily. Professionals don't have to dress themselves up as decoys, man. Professionals don't operate like that. Professionals got a level of success that's based on experience. They don't have a level of success that is based on looking like they have money. Anybody can look like they have money. But you got to understand that what you're actually investing in and the things that you're actually doing says the type of people that you want around you. It speaks volumes about what you want around you based on your purchases. They got so much software out there now, especially financial software. Somebody can skim your bank account in a heartbeat to see what your actual overall effectiveness is and all that kind of stuff. I get calls I do like to show you 15 emails I received today, probably about 30 text messages about would you like business finances for your business? Would you like to expand? Blah, blah, blah. Man, I don't need that kind of stuff. I got a strong profit margin. I don't need to be changing that. But see, people want you to buy into greed because they look at the demographics of who you are as a person, and they think that if they can engage a sense of greed, that you're somehow going to be able to go forward and put yourself in a position that you shouldn't be in for somebody else's benefit. You got to be real keen about once you start touching a little bit of success within this business, because there are people out there who can legally take your money away from you, who are legally connected, or watch your ass come to court with your so-called good ass case, and they're gonna walk away with all your stuff. Self-esteem based purchases attracts the wrong type of people, and it's not just uncultured women that you got to worry about. It's these legal people who come after you too. These legal people who get you to invest in actual businesses that don't work, that are not viable, but they know that they can engage a sense of greed and they can fill your head up with this profit margin, and you ain't really got to do all that much investment or due diligence, and all of a sudden you're going to have this typical type of result. Those are the type of self-esteem based moves that they know they could run game on you with. Like, bro, you ain't seen people run game until you got money. The best thing you could tell a person once you got your stuff together is no. I'd rather do business with somebody else with the same concept that I trust. And the only thing you got to do is ask some of these people, what happens when everything goes wrong? Because you don't understand that most of these people are planning for things to go wrong from jump. They're actually guiding you down the path that is going to go wrong on purpose. And then they just get to take your money away from you legally. They can tell that by the way you present yourself to the public. They can tell. You think these people ain't following you to your house? You think they're not looking up your address, your actual zip code where you live at to see what type of game they can particularly run on you? They could tell all that about the self-esteem of yourself that you show while you're in public. They could tell that by the circle of people that you are known to be around. They can tell by the actual purchases from your bank account that you think that they can't see. Dude, they could tell all that kind of stuff. Right now, you could be riding around with a bug on your vehicle. Somebody could be tracking you all around town and they know all the places where you frequent and they know exactly what to do to take your money away from you based on the zip codes that you actually frequent yourself in. That's how dirty this thing is. They will actually send uncultured women your way to take your stuff away from you. Yes, they know the self esteem level that you have based on your amount of discipline and how you look when you show up places. The reason why ain't nobody really talking about you about this type of stuff is because they're in entertainment. It don't require that level of discipline. It just doesn't. But this stuff is for real, man. Them self-esteem based purchases is not going to get you ahead among people in the real world. It'll get you ahead among people who believe in the image bullshit. But in the real world, yeah, this is what we are. This is what we are. But you need to realize, man, that all this self-esteem based shit won't cure the initial problem. Yeah, that's the main reason why we're not even allowed to have satellite radio. Zero. We're not even allowed to have that shit. Because the stuff can go out, it can definitely come in. If you could track something from an end to end point going out, it could be tracked from an end to end point going in. So I'm just letting you guys know, man. Doing well, you're going to have to keep this stuff away from the wrong people because they're going to run in very hard, very fast, trying to take it away from you. And they can tell in a heartbeat by wearing it on your sleeves by the self esteem based purchases that you make. It is going to net you being an overall ineffective person. The way you act online, unless you're in entertainment or music, you're not going to be able to exhibit those type of things in the real world. This ain't the real world. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through with this short, brief intermission. This is what happens when you're beyond the actual nonsense. You can start talking about things that matter because this is what's going to be the problems that you're going to run into after you quote unquote leave all this stuff alone. This is what you're actually going to run into. It's the same problem. It's just going to present itself in a different way going forward. I want to thank you guys for chiming in, and you guys have a really nice day. Thanks for coming through. Peace.